Hi guys, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. Today's topic is basically going to be about being open to opportunities that align with you versus what happens when you try to brute force your way into something that you think is aligned with you and in reality it isn't. I guess a little bit of backstory is that because I am changing industries, I am a noob all over again. The 3 questions that I asked myself before taking this plunge were just very simple, which is in this new industry, does the vibe/energy of these people fit with the vibe that I give off? You know what I mean? With marketing, you have to have such high energy, high impact, and you have to just be on all the time. And for me, that's really tiring. I mean, I still love it. I won't lie. I still love marketing. If the opportunity presented itself in a way where I was just yes, it truly aligns with me, then sure, maybe I'll go back. But for now, I'm still trying to pivot industries, y'all. The second question that I asked myself was am I determined enough to get there? Because sometimes your motivation is just gonna die off and all you're gonna be left with is your thoughts and prayers. Honestly, you have to be able to persevere and be determined enough to just make sure that this big decision that you're making, this big leap into a different industry, is enough for you to be satisfied, but also determined as heck before anything happens. Because I know for a fact that when you're trying to do something, it's going to take so much time, so much energy, and you're gonna have to be determined. You're in it for the long haul, is what I'm trying to say, in a very kind and gentle manner. You're in it for the long haul. And not saying that, you can always pivot, right? You can always change your mind. You can always redefine what it is that you're looking for. But in all honesty, to get anywhere, you're gonna have to be determined. So are you determined enough? And the third thing, because you're a noob to this and you're gonna have to be open to learning and everything, right? You can't get angry with yourself. You really can't. I know I touched on this on another video and I'm probably just recycling the same thing over and over again. It's just so easy to forget about giving yourself grace and giving yourself breathing room to try this new thing, but it's also to just stand in the fear of it all, right? Because it takes courage to do something and it's not easy. It's not gonna be easy. You're gonna fail. You're gonna have to say, okay, this aligns with me so much that I'm going to persevere rather than cower back and go back to what I'm used to, even though I don't like it. It's comfortable because I'm so used to it. That's all I'm saying, right? Those were the 3 things that I asked myself. I'm just happy that because I asked myself that, I was able to, like I said in my other video, take the plunge and apply to something that isn't even library related, but it aligned with me so well that I applied. I'm happy to say that I actually just got an offer today. They liked me and I'm going to start soon. At this nonprofit. I will still not really talk about it though, because I don't know, it's kind of weird when people know where you work, but I will say that I've known them for a long time. I've known people who've personally benefited from their services. I've even volunteered there personally. It's kind of a big deal for me, to be honest, because I never really thought of nonprofit as actual work, if that makes sense. I always thought of it as just giving back to the community in just a charitable way. I don't play a big role. This is a very minor role, but I am very excited to see how it works and if it works out or not. But I'm also still actively applying to other jobs since this isn't really a full-time gig. I am still open to library jobs in particular, but like I said, because I know what aligns with me, I'm ready. I'm ready to just open up to the opportunity of whatever comes my way, as long as it just aligns with me and my goals and just everything in general. I wanted to tell you guys a little story about what happens when you apply somewhere and it's not aligned with you, because it literally happened to me this week. I applied for a local government library job, so for a public library. It was for a part-time position. They were going to pay $16 an hour. Did I tell you that the library is actually 45 minutes away from me? They also decided before scheduling interviews to send out an email with the actual schedule of this part-timer to see if it works out with a person. And this is before I got offered any job, before the nonprofit and anything, right? So I saw the schedule, and the schedule, you guys, the schedule sucked so bad. Every week was different and every day was different. The times were completely different. There was no rhyme or reason. It was a mandatory, you have to work 2 weekends per month, right? The days that you got off aren't even together. They were separate. And I was just like, wow. So really bad schedule, really low pay, and really far away, like 45-minute drive. And in my head I was like, but it's a library gig and you would be like part of a library. And it was like, this is all that was being shown for a bit in the market. The market is pretty dry, I'm not gonna lie to you. The market is pretty dry in terms of library jobs right now. Even though, yes, I know I've made the conscious choice to go into this, it's the reality of it right now, which again, it's fine. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in no rush for anything. I'm just happy to be here. But that being said, when the day came, that night actually, the night before, I could not sleep. Not only that, but like the food that I had eaten was just like making my stomach rumble over and over and over, and I didn't understand why, right? And then when I couldn't sleep, I realized that I was stressing out. Why was I stressing out if it was like a public library job, right? I had done so many public library interviews. I've shown you guys here on YouTube, like why was I stressing out? It wasn't until like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. when I realized after no sleep that it's because it wouldn't really work out. If I got the job, right, I wouldn't really be happy about it. I would be devastated because now I have a job where it feels more like a chore because I'm not being paid enough to be there. I am driving 45 minutes to be there. And then on top of that, the scheduling was just so out of left field. It's just very disorienting. And then that's when I realized like, I don't think I should go to this interview because it just doesn't align with me. Yes, it may be a library job, but I don't know, the terms and conditions, like they really weren't aligning with me. And it was so much of a like physical reaction with my body and my mind that I had to listen to it, right? Even when I tried to get ready that morning, I got into the shower, got out, and I really tried to like put on those interview clothes. I really did, you guys. Right before that, I just sat on my bed thinking like, now I have to drive 45 minutes. That's going to be the reality of it if I do end up getting this job. And then I was just like, I don't feel well enough to go. I'm actually really stressed out. My head was hurting, my stomach was hurting. I'm really glad that I got to the opportunity to call my mom because my mom did text me that morning saying like, are you gonna go? Is everything okay? She originally had told me don't do that, like don't go, because not only because of the pay, but mostly because of the distance. And I guess moms know when you're stressed out before you even know. So I ended up calling my mom and we talked about it, and she said, if you're physically sick, then that is your body letting you know that it is not meant for you. She's like, the universe is just filled with so many different opportunities and things, and you are physically reacting to something that your body's just desperately trying to tell you. And so I was just like, okay, message received then. And so I hung up the phone with her. I emailed them saying, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for the opportunity, right? Due to health reasons, I will not be able to partake in the interview today. And they understood. They were like, oh, thank you so much for emailing us, hours ahead. It was better than just not showing up and, leaving them on red and ghosting them. But I still felt bad because I didn't realize until literally the night of that I felt that way. I thought like, library meant library, right? But yeah, the moment I sent that email is the moment my body started to relax. You guys, the body is crazy sometimes and it will let you know when it's not okay. And the moment I started to relax, I started to feel tired and sleepy, and I even got my hunger back, and I was just like, oh, okay. So yeah, it was definitely that. I just remember thinking like, okay, but what if I don't get another opportunity? And my mind immediately said, no, you will. You will get another opportunity because you being you, you're gonna still look for that opportunity. It's going to happen. And I was like, you know what? Self, you're right. You're right, it's going to happen. Some way, some shape, some form. I'm open and it's going to happen. So I went to my kitchen, I made myself some breakfast, and I started to eat, and I even started to do a little dance, right? Because I was just happy again. And I remember finishing up breakfast and getting an email, and I thought, oh, that's them replying back saying like, oh, thanks for letting us know and everything and whatever. No, it was the nonprofit messaging me back saying, congratulations, we are extending an offer to you. And I was just like, what? So find out what aligns to you, and trust me when I say, when it doesn't align, things around you or even your physical self will let you know that it's not in alignment. Okay? Like, let this be a learning lesson to all of you guys out there that what's meant to be will be, and what isn't, don't think of it as like a missed opportunity. Think of it as a blessing in disguise. Just letting you know, you guys, just letting you know, because I don't know what's gonna happen next. I really don't. I'm just excited. I'm here for the ride. Hope you guys are here too, and thank you guys so much for joining in the journey. Okay, I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like always, please go support your local library because they need your support. Stay cozy, y'all. Okay, bye.